Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Monday, where every Monday I post a new video. In today's video we are going to be making a miniature dumpster, just so something I can have to set on my desktop. I did a lot of changing around in my crafting room and I've been trying to clear up space on my desk, so we're going to make a little bitty dumpster so when I'm doing crafts I'll have something to throw my scrap pieces of small pieces of wood away, like when I cut a popsicle stick or something. I can just throw it in the little bitty dumpster. So basically what you're going to need is scrap wood. I've already went ahead and cut my pieces. Yeah, you're going to need some hinges if you want your dumpster to open and close. And you're going to need some miniature, I think they're called coffee stir sticks. And you're going to need paint brushes. If you decide to paint yours, I most likely probably won't, and a pencil. So, and hot glue or either wood glue. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down so we can get started. And as you can see, my little Coco is in here with me today. There she go. That's my stinking baby. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and get into the video. So basically what I did was I took some scrap wood and I went ahead and I cut out my little pieces because that was kind of time consuming. And I have my little angle pieces that I took my wood and I cut it down at an angle like this. And then I cut out the center piece that I have here. So we're going to go ahead and start putting everything together. And when you make it, you want your front piece to be a tad bit smaller than, let me see. Let me try to fix my lighting. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so you want your small piece of wood for the front to be smaller than your wood in the back. You want your back to stand up a little bit higher. So now we're just going to go ahead and take our wood glue. And we're just going to go ahead and start assembling everything. So we're going to bring this up just like that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and glue this with my hot glue, or you can use wood glue, but for the video purposes, I am going to be working with hot glue. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to stick that right up here, just like that. Going to let that dry. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to put some hot glue. Just turn this a little bit. Going to put some hot glue. Like that. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to stick that right here. And I want to make sure I got everything lined up evenly. This is what we end up with. And then we're going to take our front piece. And we're going to even everything up to make sure everything is lined up and setting straight. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue. That's not quite dry yet. So we're just going to add some hot glue right on. And we're going to make sure that we got that lined up. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Make sure that it's lined up. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue. And we're going to go ahead, stick this on here just like this. making sure everything is even. Now, I'm just going to hold this for a little bit, allow it to dry, and this is what we end up with. This is what it looks like so far. Let's turn my camera up a little. So this is what we have so far. So now we're going to turn our okay. So now we're going to take our popsicle sticks. Let me turn this down a little. So we're going to take our popsicle sticks and we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue them at an angle like this. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue on like this, and we're going to glue it. So we're going to put some hot glue. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this on like this. I'm going to wipe off the extra. And we're going to do that to the other side. And that's not sticking because I did not allow it to set long enough before it actually sticks. So let's try this again. So we're going to put a little bit of hot glue or wood glue, depending on what you prefer to use. Now the next time I'll make this, I will use wood glue. So we're going to let that set. We're going to come over here. We're just going to turn this around. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So a little bit of hot glue. And then we're just going to stick that on like this. That's what we're going to have. It's going to look just like this. And we're going to do that with the others. So I'm just scraping off the dried glue from where it dried. And I'm just going to move this out of the way. So, hot glue. Stick it right there. Wipe off the extra. Turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Stick this here like that. And we have two. Now what we're going to do is, now that my garbage can set's kind of tall, we're just going to take our ones that we glued and we're just going to go ahead and glue them on the side. I'm not sure why these are on the side of a trash can, but they are. I'm not really sure what the purpose of them is, but yeah, they're there. So yeah, so we're just going to stick that on, and this is what it's going to look like on the side. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're just going to grab some hot glue, and we're just going to put this on. Turn it this way, and we're just going to stick it on here. Hopefully that I got them pretty even. I feel like I do. Turn this down. So this is what we have so far. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to set this to the side. So this is what I use for my door. That's going to, the lid that's going to open and close. I just took a scrap piece of wood and some coffee stirrers, and I went ahead and glued them down in place. So we're just going to go ahead and do our last one. And we're just going to stick that here, just like that. Hold that and let that dry. So now that we have that cut, what we're going to do is grab one of our coffee stirrer sticks that we have here, and then we're just going to go ahead and let's grab another one. So we have our coffee stirrer stick, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to glue it right on the front. So grab a little bit of that hot glue, being very careful that you don't burn yourself. Like I just did. And then you're going to stick that on, and it's going to end up looking like this. And you should have 2 of those by now. But now, before we glue those on, we're going to take 2 pieces. I took a jumbo popsicle stick that I have here, and I took my scissors, and I basically just cut the ends off like that. Cut it down to size like I have here. And we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue, and we're going to glue those right here, just so we have a little bit of an opening. So we're going to put some hot glue on. And then we're just going to stick this here, like that. And this is what we have. Just going to straighten that up a little bit. So we have it like this, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side, and it's going to be on the opposite side of this one. So we glued this one here, so we're going to glue this one here. So it's on the opposite side. But you don't have to do that. You can put it in, you can glue it anywhere you want to. So we're just going to glue that on like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add our lids. So we're going to go ahead and see how it's going to look. So this is what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to take my little hinges, and I am not exactly sure yet on how many I'm going to need, but we're going to find out. So I am just basically, I'm going to slide these back and see how well this is going to work, because I want one of them to open, and the other one I don't want that one to open at all. So the one that I want to open, I'm going to go ahead and add my hinges to it. And we're going to see if this I can get this to work like I pictured it in my head. So the hinge part needs to be sticking out. So this part, it needs to be glued this way. So I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of hot glue here, in here. And I'm using a good amount because I want to make sure that it actually holds. And we're just going to go ahead and stick that right down on here. And then if I can get this to work, I'm going to go over it with another glue, a tighter glue that that hopefully it holds. So I added a little more glue, and we're just going to go ahead and try this. See if it works. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right across here. I'll do that first, and then I'll go ahead and add my hinge to the top, and then I'll add a little bit to the bottom. So about right here. Stick that there. I'm going to hold it. And we're going to move down to the next. And once it dries, you can clean up some of that dried glue. Because I normally would have used like my Gorilla Glue. I would have used this. But it's not going to dry on camera. And I didn't want the video to be extra long. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this hinge here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here. And I'm going to hold that there just for a minute, giving it a time to allowing it all to dry. Okay, and I need to add a little more glue here, so I'm just going to scrape off this little glue that already dried on me, and I'm just going to add a little more. And we're just going to push this up. And now I'm just going to move my extra hinges out the way, because I'm not gonna glue my other side down. I think I want that side to just, you know, I'm just going to glue it and leave it as is. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue here, because I don't want this one to come open. So this is what we have. I'm just going to stick that right there. Just like that. Let me go ahead and move this up and clean up my area as I go. So now we have our lid on, and we're just going to let that be and give it time to dry before I try to open it. And the last thing that we need to do is add our bottom to the lid, and basically we're just going to set that on top and glue it down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right across this, right here, and here, and across here, and here. You don't have to put any in the middle. And then you're just going to go ahead and take your trash can, and you're just going to set it right on top. Just like that. And now if you want to decorate it, or, you know, do something else to it so it's not so plain, you can do that too. And why is my lighting crazy? Alright. Let's turn this. So yeah, and this is what it looks like. Here it is here. And not sure how well you can see that, but there's the inside to the other side. Here it is over here. And let's open. And here's the lid. Opens. As you can see, it does open and close. So, and I think I might go ahead and glue this one down so it'll open and close too, like this one. But yeah. So that is it. I'm gonna turn my camera back up. So yeah, that is it for this video. Here's our little dumpster that we can set on the desktop. Now I think I might paint this. I'm not sure if I want to just yet. But yeah, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And please feel free to share. And if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can become part of my YouTube family. And if you ring that bell and set that post notification, then you won't miss a video whenever I post. So with that being said, I hope you all have a nice day, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. Bye.